Welcome students. So in this session we are going to see unit 3. The title of unit 3 is signal conditioning circuit. So in unit 1 and 2 we studied the basis of biosignals and the generation and origin of biosignal, then electrode placement. Then in unit 2 we have studied ECG, EEG, EMG measurement and the electrodes placement methods. And unit 3 we are going to study bioamplifier. Okay, that means the signal conditioning circuit. What is signal conditioning circuit? The circuit that is control the signal, so it is amplify the signal and filter the signal and equalize the signal and shape the signal according to our requirement. So the circuit performing some modification in the incoming signal, so that circuit may amplify, filter, equalize, or it will apply some mathematical operations over that signal. That is signal conditioning amplifier or signal conditioning circuits. Okay, so that is unit 3. Let us enter into video. So the first topic of unit is need for bioamplifier. So before see the first topic, we must know the syllabus clarification of unit 3. So the unit 3 fully based on the circuits, the electronic circuits that used in medical applications. So that first topic is the need for bioamplifier. So need, what is the need of bioamplifier? Then second topic is differential bioamplifier. Then third one is impedance matching circuit. Then isolation amplifier. Then power line interference. Then right leg driven ECG amplifier. Then band pass filtering. Okay, so these are the things we are going to study in unit 3. So very easiest unit, very smaller unit. Okay, so let us see.
U.com.
First, the terms. So today's session is the need for bioamplifier. Okay, so what is amplifier? What is bioamplifier? In generally, what is amplifier means? So amplifier is an electronic circuit. It can amplify very weak signal into some level. It can produce output. The output is in the form of amplified version of input signal in voltage or in current. Okay, right? So the amplifier can perform amplification of input signal. So every amplifier has some gain. So each amplifier has some gain. So it can amplify the incoming input signal and produce some higher output. So the output is totally higher than input. The gain of the amplifier is very high. Suppose the output is same as that of input means, so the gain of the amplifier is 1, that is called as buffer amplifier. Okay, so here we are going to study the differential amplifier and the impedance matching circuits. So before see this, we have to know some terms we are used in this session. The first one is gain. So gain is the measurement of how much the amplifier increase the input signal into some level. How much level the amplifier increase the input. For example, the input is 1 millivolt, the output is 1 volt. What's the difference? So 1 millivolt input, 1 volt output. So the millivolt is increased to volt. So the amplifier gain is 1000. So the amplify the given input signal into 1000 times. Suppose the input signal is 1 volt, the output is 10 volt. Then what's the difference? So the gain is 10. So the amplifier amplify the input to 10. Okay, so that is a gain. There's a gain of the amplifier. The gain is very important in biological amplifier. In biological amplifier, the gain is very high because the biosignals are very weak signal. Already we have studied in unit 1 and 2. The biological signals are in the range of millivolt or in microvolt. Some brain waves are in microvolt, some heart waves are in millivolt. So these millivolt and microvolt cannot drive any display unit or any recording unit, so that we need amplify this weak signal into some higher level in the range of volt. So to amplify this millivolt or microvolt into some level of voltage, we using bioamplifier. So in bioamplifier, the gain is important terms, and the second one is a CMRR. So CMRR means common mode rejection ratio. What is common mode rejection ratio? In differential amplifier, we are having the two input. If the two inputs are same, then output should be 0. That is a theory. So the output of the differential amplifier is the difference of two input. Okay, if the two inputs are same input, then the difference of two input is 0. So the output should be 0. In case some practical applications, this output is not equal to 0, we are having some voltage. That voltage is called as common mode voltage. Okay, so that common mode voltage should be removed. So the CMRR should be very important factor in biological amplifier. CMRR should be very high, then the amplifier is good amplifier. So common mode rejection ratio is very important thing. Then next one is the input impedance. What is impedance? So impedance is the resistance plus capacitance, resistance plus reactance. So R plus JL, J omega L, or R plus J omega C. This is the impedance. So the input impedance is very important in biological amplifier, because the biological amplifier amplify very weak signal. So this weak signal is amplified by biological amplifier, so it cannot receive any current from the input side. So if the input impedance is very higher, then the biological amplifier can amplify very weak signal. So that the input impedance of the biological amplifier should be very high. Then only that amplifier is called as good biological amplifier. Similarly, the output impedance is very low. So in order to match the impedance, we are using impedance matching circuit in biological amplifier. Okay, so these are terms we are used in this session. Okay, so the first topic is the need for bioamplifier. What is the need for bioamplifier? So generally the biosignal having low amplitude and low frequency. Already we know, we were studied in first unit, the biosignal having low amplitude and low frequency. So frequency in the range of some hertz, so the amplitude in the range of some millivolt or in microvolt. So the biological amplifier needed to boost the amplitude level of biosignal. Okay, so biological amplifier just increase the amplitude of the biosignal. So the amplifier is called as bioamplifier or biomedical amplifier that amplify the biosignal. Okay, that amplifier have designed specifically for processing biopotential is known as biopotential amplifier. A amplifier is that have been designed specifically for processing biopotential, that are known as biopotential amplifier. Okay, so here the question is, what's the need of bioamplifier? Generally the need is first 2 points. So the biosignals are very weak signal, very low voltage and a very low frequency. So in order to increase the amplitude, we are using biological amplifier. So the biological amplifier amplify the input signal and it produce some level of volt. Okay, so that is the need for biological amplifier. The basic requirement: bioamplifier takes a weak signal of biological organ and increase the amplitude so that it can be processed, recorded and displayed. So biological amplifier just not only amplifying the signal. So in the biological amplifier initially amplify the input signal and it will process the input signal and it will store the input signal and it also display the input signal. So if you are measuring ECG, so an electrode is placed in the human body according to some rules. So the electrodes observe the heart signal. So that signal is connected with the lead wires connected with the bioamplifier. So the biological amplifier initially amplify the weak signal and it is again given to recorder and a display unit with some processing. So the process involved noise rejection, noise cancellation and filtering, then equalization, etc. Okay, so that is the process done in biological signal. After that it is displayed, recorded, etc. So the bioamplifier must have high input impedance. That is important, but already we discussed. So to have high input impedance, approximately the input impedance is around 10 megaohm is desired value. So the input impedance should be 10 megaohm. So megaohm is very larger resistance in electronics. So the input impedance is very high. Why we need high input impedance? So high input impedance means higher resistance. Higher resistance resists the electrons flow, right? So higher resistance resists electron flow. So the amplifier cannot take more current from input side because the electrodes are very generate the electric voltage based on the biological stimulation or signal that is very weak, that is in the range of millivolt. So in that the current rating is very low, the range of nano ampere like that. So if the input impedance is very low, that amplifier absorb more current from input side, so that not suitable for our biological electrodes. So that the input impedance should be very higher in the range of 10 megaohm. Okay, so it must have isolation and protection circuits. So this is the second important point. What is isolation? Isolation means separation. What is a separation? So the human is connected with the bioamplifier through the electrode and lead wires. Okay, electrode and lead wire. Then the other end of the bioamplifier is connected with the display unit or some other high voltage applications. Okay, so the isolation between the human and high voltage is very important. If we are not having any isolation, so sometimes the high voltage is passed in the low voltage side, that will affect the patient. To protect the patient, we are using isolation circuits or isolation amplifier. So an isolation amplifier having no physical contact, so it is communicate with respect between the input and output in the form of impedance matching or optical communication by a light. Okay, so these circuits are used to protect the patient from microshock and macro shock. Okay, see, we observed some shock in our home applications. For example, uh, use a wet grinder. In the wet grinder has some shock sometimes if the ground is wet. Okay, Right. Similarly, in the rainy season, uh, the bore produce some leakage of current that creates some shock. Okay. Same way, some high voltage is flowing to low voltage side, it will affect the patient in the form of microshock and macroshock. To avoid that, we are using isolation circuits. That is a second requirement. And the third one is voltage gain of bioamplifier must be 100 dB. dB in decibel. What is decibel? That is a gain. Okay, so the voltage gain of the bioamplifier is 100 dB. So minimum, that is a must be 100 dB. Okay, because the bio signals are very weak signal, so that in the range of millivolt or microvolt, that should be amplified into volt, so that we need very high gain. Okay, so voltage gain should be very high, that is a 100 dB. Then current gain is maintained throughout the record bandwidth. What is bandwidth? So bandwidth is the difference between higher cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. Here the current gain is maintained constant throughout the record bandwidth. So if you are biological signal having very lower frequency, so 0 hertz to some 5 kilohertz, just assume. So this 0 hertz to 5 kilohertz, the current gain should be maintained in almost constant. Okay, right. Then output impedance of the bioamplifier is very small. Actually, in general condition, amplifier is a good amplifier, then we can say that the input impedance is very high, output impedance is very low. That is a good amplifier. Same concept is applied. The output impedance of the bioamplifier is very small. Okay, it should be very small. So these are the basic requirement in biological amplifiers. Okay, then another some points are there. The tripped free amplifier can call as good bioamplifier. What is tripped? So voltage tripped, so the voltage variation, so voltage variation between some level of voltage, so voltage is increasing and decreasing, again increasing and decreasing. This process is affect the entire biological signal. So the bioamplifier should be tripped free amplifier. Okay, the next one is a common mode rejection ratio, CMRR. The CMRR of biological amplifier should be more than 30 dB, more than 30 dB, to minimize the interference due to common mode signal. Already I told what is common mode. So the common mode rejection ratio is very important in biological amplifier. That should be 30 dB, minimum 30 dB, to minimize the interference due to common mode signal. Okay, right. Then bioamplifier needed quick calibration. What is calibration? Adjustment to some standard value. Okay, so it needs quick calibration, then only we can set easily. Okay, then it need have adjustable gain, usually have a switch. The biological amplifier having some adjustable gain. So as like in our audio amplifier, we are having volume controller. Okay, we are increasing the volume by increasing the turning the volume control to right. Okay, same way, the biological amplifier should have some switch to change the gain. Okay, right. Most frequency used application of biopotential amplifier is ECG. Okay, so most of the hospitals we are using ECG. That is a very good example of biopotential amplifier. Okay, right. So these are some requirement of biological amplifier. Then types of biological amplifier. What are the types? First one, the differential amplifier. Second one, operational amplifier. Third one, instrumentation amplifier. And fourth one, chopper amplifier. And fifth one, isolation amplifier. These are the different types of biological amplifier. So in this session we are going to study the differential amplifier and instrumentation amplifier. Okay, these two things are we are going to study in this session. Okay, right. First one, the differential amplifier. So already you have a knowledge about differential amplifier. Okay, right? So what is differential amplifier? So differential amplifier can amplify the two input signal and it produces the output of two difference of two input signal. So differential amplifier amplify the difference of two input signal. So it can amplify difference of two input signal means if the two inputs are same, then it will produce zero output. If two inputs are different, it will amplify the difference between two input. That is a differential amplifier. Okay. So the differential amplifier should have very good CMRR. It is a common mode rejection ratio. If the two inputs are same, then the output should be zero. But in practical, we are having some voltage, so that is a common mode voltage or noise like that. So we have to remove that common mode voltage by using offset in operational amplifier. Okay, but in a transistor circuit we are not having any offset. Okay, right. So here we are going to see the transistor amplifier. The first diagram, the typical differential amplifier configuration. The differential amplifier is have a like just like a bridge. The differential amplifier having just like a bridge. So the output is taken between two collector of transistor T1 and T2. The emitter pins are connected with the negative voltage and the two base is used for giving input. So here we are giving a differential input by using voltage divider. Okay, so this is a RI1 and RI2 is act as a voltage divider, so it will produce differential input. So this T1 base get positive input, T2 base get the negative input. Okay, it is a differential input. So this is the same circuit is redrawn again. Okay, right? So this is a familiar circuit. So this is a differential amplifier. So here the two identical transistors Q1 and Q2 is used. Both the collector of the transistor is connected by the resistor R1 and R2, and the emitter is joined together and connected with the ground, negative voltage, and the base is connected with the resistor, that is input resistance, so that is connected with input signal. Okay, so that is our differential input signal. Okay. Here the R1 R2 are same, RI1 RI2 also same, Q1 Q2 both are same. Okay, both are identical transistor. Okay, right. So the differential amplifier is an excellent amplifier for biomedical recording. So one of the most important amplifier is differential amplifier. The differential amplifier is the most excellent amplifier in biomedical recording because it produces very high gain, very low noise, and high CMRR. It is excellent in rejecting common mode interference, which takes place in an electrode from the body along the useful signal. Okay, right. So the differential amplifier is easily reject the common mode interference that is coming from the electrodes. As a direct coupled amplifier, it had good stability. Direct coupled amplifier has good stability, but it is not having a good CMRR. The high stability achieved because it can be sensitive to temperature. See, what is sensitive to temperature? Suppose if the consider your laptop, it is switched on for around 5 hours. What will happen? Laptop is completely heated. So that is when the laptop is heated, then the performance will change. So it will hang, or it will do some malfunction, etc. So that is the thing. So depends on temperature, the stability become change. Okay, high stability means it is insensitive to temperature. High stability means insensitive to temperature. So even the temperature increase, the performance never decrease. That is a high sensitive to temperature. Consider above diagram. See the above diagram. This diagram. Here, the two transistors with collector resistance R1 and R2 forms bridge circuits. See, this is a bridge circuit. This is a bridge circuit. Two transistors T1, T2 and a collector resistance R1, R2 that forms a bridge network or bridge circuit. If two transistors are identical, the bridge is perfectly balanced. Okay, consider these two transistors are same. These two transistors are same transistor. Then the resistance also always constant, same value, and the bridge is perfectly balanced. Okay, right? So the potential difference across the output terminal is zero. See, R1, R2, these are identical resistor, so it is the same value, so it is constant. If the transistor T1 and T2 both are perfect matched transistor, then the this loop is perfectly balanced. The bridge is balanced. So the difference, the output voltage is zero because the bridge is balanced output. Okay, the balanced output is zero. Okay, this is a condition. And if anyone will change, the anyone become unbalanced, so the output will have some voltage. Okay, right? So this is a differential amplifier. The same circuit is converted into a familiar circuit. This is a normal circuit. Then the modes of differential amplifier, that is a two modes, difference mode and a common mode. What is difference mode? What is common mode? Let us see. First we are going to see difference mode. So what is difference mode? Two inputs are different. So the differential amplifier having two inputs. If both inputs are not same or different, then that is called differential mode. Let us apply the signal with equal amplitude and opposite phase. So if you are applying the input signal as equal amplitude and opposite phase, then what will happen? The collector current of transistor 1 is increased and collector current of transistor 2 is decreased. Then collector voltage of transistor 1 is decreased. Then collector voltage of transistor 2 is increased. This causes the difference in voltage between two, actually sorry, it is TOW, not TOW, TWO. So two output terminal, that is proportional to gain of the transistor. Okay, see, consider the circuit. So if we are applying the different same amplitude but different phase, then collector current will change. Okay, right? IC1, the IC1 increased and IC2 is decreased, so the collector voltage is decreased. So IC1 is increased, IC2 is decreased. Then collector voltage is increased and here the collector voltage is decreased. So we are having some difference output in V0. Okay, so it provides some gain. So the output is directly proportional to the gain of the amplifier. Okay, this is the difference mode. Difference mode nothing but we are having two different voltages applied in a input side. Okay, input we are applied two different voltages. Okay, two different voltage, two different phase, etc. In common mode, let us apply the same signal, same amplitude and same phase, then that mode is called common mode. So here the change in collector current is both the transistor will be same. In previous session the phase is different. According to the different phase, the collector current will change. One side the collector current is increases, another side the collector current is decreases. But in common mode both the voltages are same, so the collector current is constant. Okay, so change in collector current is both the transistor will be identical. So the bridge circuit remain balanced, so the voltage between the output terminal will remain zero. This is a common mode, but in practical the common mode voltage is not equal to zero. We are having some voltage, that is a noise or common mode signal. Okay, right. See the diagram. This is a op-amp based differential amplifier, operational amplifier based differential amplifier. So V1 and V2 is a two input, R1 and R2 is a input resistance, RF is a feedback resistance, R2 is a biasing resistance. Okay, so the gain of this amplifier is R2 divided by R1. Already we were studied in LIC, right? Right. Then the output V0 equal to V1 minus V2 into R2 divided by R1. This is the output. Okay, right. See the waveform. The VA is a first input, VB is a second input, then VA minus VB is a third output. Okay, VA minus VB is a output. So the output is a difference between two input we applied. Okay, right. So this is a differential amplifier. Then common mode rejection ratio. The ability of the difference amplifier to reject the common mode signal is known as common mode rejection ratio. The ability of the differential amplifier to reject the common mode signal is known as CMRR. The ability of the common mode differential amplifier to reject the common mode signal. What is common mode signal? The signal is common to both the input. That means the both the input having the same signal, that is a common mode signal. If the inputs are same, the output should be 0, but we are having some voltage, means that is a common mode signal. Okay, so differential amplifier is a very good amplifier. It can reject the common mode signal. That means in common mode the output should be 0. Okay, so the CMRR is expressed in decibel. Okay, so gain is always expressed in decibel. CMRR is also expressed in decibel. Okay, then differential amplifier in ECG recording system. See, this is a operational amplifier based differential amplifier. So it has two inputs, that is one input is non-inverting input, another one input is a inverting input. So non-inverting input is connected with the right hand, then inverting input is connected with the left hand, then ground is connected with the left leg, that is a reference. Then the output is taken here. So here we are having the power line along with the coupling capacitance. The coupling capacitance reject the unwanted signals. Okay, right. Here C1, C2, C3 are called as coupling capacitors. No interference created by above coupling capacitors. So there is no interference created by coupling capacitors. The output voltage V0 equal to V1 minus V2. What is V1? V1 equal to input voltage, that is I1 into Z1. I1 into Z1. Z1 is an impedance. I1 is a current flowing through the input 1. Similarly, V2 equal to I2 into Z2. Z1 and Z2 is a skin electrode resistance. Okay, skin electrode resistance. So when I1 and I2 both are same, then V0 equal to I2 into Z1 minus Z2. So this is a differential amplifier. Okay, if the Z1 and Z1, I1 and I2 both are same, the same current, when both input are having the same current, means so the output voltage is the difference of two input voltage. Okay, output voltage is the difference of two input voltage. This is a differential amplifier. Okay, next we are going to see impedance matching circuit. So up to this we have studied the differential amplifier. Next we are going to see the impedance matching circuit. What is impedance matching? Simple logic is there. Okay, consider one water tap. Okay, water tap tube. So one tube has a higher radius. One tube has 3 centimeter radius and another one tube has 2 centimeter radius. How do you connect these two pipes? So one pipe has 3 centimeter and another one pipe has 2 centimeter. Then how do you connect these two pipe in plumbing work? If it is it possible to connect these two different diameter pipe? It is only possible by only the connector. So the connector has one side 3 centimeter diameter and another side it has 2 diameter. centimeter. So both this connector connect both the pipe, so it match the both the pipe. So now we can use that combination, so that is called impedance matching. Let us consider on electrode output impedance. Consider on ECG measuring system, the electrode output impedance is 1000 k, sorry 1000 ohm or 1 kilo ohm. Our amplifier input impedance is 1 mega ohm. Then what will happen? The impedance is not matched. Okay, so the impedance are not matched. Okay, right? So if the impedance should be matched means we have to use same impedance between the input of amplifier and output of electrode. Okay, in order to minimize the effect of change in the electrode impedance, it is necessary to employ pre-amplifier having high input impedance. So consider all the amplifier that having the pre-amplifier. Okay, consider all the amplifier that have the pre-amplifier. For example, if you have a audio amplifier, in audio amplifier we have a pre-amplifier. Then after that we are having the power amplifier. Same in biomedical system also having pre-amplifier, that is with high input impedance. The pre-amplifier amplify very weak signal and it produce some range of volt. That volt is again amplified by the power amplifier. Power amplifier is to derive the output device. Okay, so the pre-amplifier have a high input impedance. The low input impedance gives some disturbance of recording. The low input impedance rise more disturbance. Okay, and 50 hertz artifact due to source impedance. What is 50 hertz artifact? Artifact means that is unwanted noise. Okay, so that is coming from the AC mains. So the AC main is a 50 hertz frequency we are using in India. So that 50 hertz artifact that will affect the impedance, and the unbalanced impedance of electrode not equal to input impedance of the ECG amplifier. This is also affect the entire performance. Unbalanced impedance of electrode not equal to input impedance of the ECG amplifier. Okay. This causes some common mode voltage presented in each input. Okay, right? So impedance matching, if the impedance are not properly matched, that will create some common mode voltage. Okay. That common mode voltage affect the performance of our biological signal. Okay, to overcome this we are using impedance matching circuit. Okay, consider this is the impedance matching circuit. So the impedance matching circuit having some resistive network along with some electrodes. Okay, right? So that is a equivalent circuit of impedance matching circuit. Equivalent circuit. Okay, right? Okay, so this is a impedance matching circuit. So this impedance matching circuit has several components. So first one is the VE voltage source, then VH another one voltage source, and another one electrode voltage source VA and VB. Actually totally 4 voltage sources are there. These are the voltage source. So VE, VH, VA, VB, 4 voltage sources are there. Then 2 resistance R and R, that is a resistance, and Z1 Z2 that is a impedance, and Zi divided by 2 Zi divided by 2, these are 2 impedance. Okay, so these are the impedance present in a equivalent circuit, that is a impedance matching equivalent circuit. This circuit is impedance matching equivalent circuit. So here the VH is a voltage signal generated by the heart. VH, this is a VH, it is a voltage generated from the heart. This VH is a voltage signal generated by the heart. Then VE is the unwanted impulse. VE is the unwanted impulse. So this unwanted impulse is coming from external source, AC main, okay, and other vibrations, etc. Okay, these are the unwanted impulse. Then Zi is the input impedance. Zi is the input impedance. Zi is the input impedance. Z1 and Z2 is the impedance of the electrode Va and Vb. These are the Va and Vb is the two electrodes. Okay, right. Then Va Vb is an electrode. Then the Va and Vb, the voltage is directly proportional to the Zi and Z2. Va and Vb, the voltage is directly proportional to the Z1 and Z2. This is a Z1 and Z2. This Z1 and Z2, because that is connected in series with the electrode. Okay, then the signal from the patient, actually the signal that is coming from the human body, that is represented by this equation. The signal from the patient, that is Z2 minus Z1, that is the difference of these two impedance, divided by Z1 divided by 2, Z1 divided by 2 into VE. So Z1 and Z2, so Z1 minus Z2 divided by Z1 by 2 into VE. V is the error voltage or the noise voltage. Okay, noise signal that is coming from external. Then the CMRR of the amplifier. CMRR of the amplifier, that can be written as, that is CMRR equal to Zi divided by 2 and the whole divided by Z2 minus Z1. This is a CMRR. So CMRR is common mode rejection ratio. So that is an important factor of differential amplifier. If the CMRR is very high, that differential amplifier is very good amplifier. Okay, right. Then just assume the Zi, just assume Zi is the input impedance Zi equal to 10 mega ohm. Okay, then Z1 Z1 and minus Z2, that is equal to 1 kilo ohm. Okay, then CMRR equal to CMRR, that is equal to already here the equation is Zi divided by Z2 minus Z1. Okay, right. So actually here on this into 2, okay, that is missed here in previous equation. So actually CMRR equal to Zi divided by 2 into Z1 minus Z2. Okay, then you substitute the values, above values. So Zi equal to 1 mega ohm, sorry 10 mega ohm, 10 into 10 power 6 divided by 2 into, that is Z2 minus Z1. Actually here Z1 minus Z2, sorry, that is Z2 minus Z1, Z2 minus Z1, that is this term, that is equal to 1 kilo ohm, 1 into 10 power 3. Okay, right. Then you can just multiply, so 5, then here 3, here minus 3, that is equal to 5k, right. The CMRR is 5k, that is equal to 5000, that is equal to 5000. Okay, right. So now the CMRR is 5000. Just consider if Z2 minus Z1 equal to 5 kilo ohm, 5 kilo ohm. If the Z1 minus Z2 minus Z1 is a 5 kilo ohm, then CMRR equal to, then CMRR, that is equal to Zi divided by 2 into Z2 minus Z1, that is equal to 1 mega ohm into 10 power 6 divided by 2 into 5 into 10 power 3, so that is equal to 1000. Okay, so 5 here, 5 get cancelled, so 6 minus 3, that is equal to 10 power 10 k, that is 10 power into 10 power minus 3, so that is a 1000. Okay, so this is the CMRR value. So here the CMRR equal to 1000. When it is 1000, if Z2 minus Z1 equal to 5 kilo ohm. Okay, so this we see that the impedance unbalanced due to electrode on ECG has reduced the CMRR from 5000 to 1000 only. See, assume here the Z2 minus Z1 is 1 kilo ohm initially, then the CMRR is 5000, which is very high CMRR. If the Z2 minus Z1 is 5 kilo ohm, so it is unbalanced, 5 unbalanced. Okay, so that reduces CMRR to 1000. Thus we can see that the impedance unbalanced due to electrodes on ECG has reduced the CMRR from 5000 to 1000. Okay, further let's suppose Zi equal to, just assume Zi, the input impedance Zi equal to 100 mega ohm, Z2 minus Z1 equal to 5 kilo ohm. Then find the CMRR, that is equal to Zi, that is a 100 mega ohm, 100 into 10 power 6 divided by 2 into 5k, 5k, that means 5 into 10 power 3. Okay, right, so here you can see 2 into 50, then 5 plus 10, then that is equal to 10k, that is equal to 10,000. That is 10,000. Okay, right, so here the CMRR value is 10,000. So if the Zi is increases, then CMRR is increased very more. Okay, when compared to previous one, so the same value, same impedance unbalance. Okay, same impedance unbalance, but Zi is increases, then the CMRR value, CMRR here R value equal to 10,000 for Zi equal to 100 mega ohm. Okay, right, so that is important. So it shows that the input impedance is very necessary to obtain high CMRR. Okay, right, so from this we can understand that the input impedance is very much important. The input impedance is very much important to increase the CMRR, right? So CMRR is generally very important. So to increase the CMRR, you have to increase input impedance Zi. So if Zi increases, then CMRR also increases. This is the concept, so that we are mainly increasing the input impedance at every time. Okay, so if we are increase the input impedance, that will increase the CMRR, then it will reject all unwanted impulse and it will produce very high quality output. Okay, so from the above input impedance matching circuit, the input impedance is very much necessary to obtain higher CMRR. So up to this, the input impedance is very important to obtain higher CMRR. The electrode skin resistance should be low. Electrode skin resistance should be low. The CMRR of most amplifiers between 60 dB to 100 dB. Okay, The CMRR of most of the amplifiers should be 60 dB to 100 dB. Okay. One method to increase the input impedance of an op-amp operational amplifier is to use field effect transistor in input differential stage. If you are using the field effect transistor in input, we can increase the input impedance. One common approach is to use an instrumentation amplifier in pre-amplifier stage. Okay, so that is a common approach in biological amplifier. That is, the instrumentation amplifier is used as a pre-amplifier. Okay, right. So up to this, we have studied the difference in amplifier and the impedance matching circuit. And next we are going to see the small introduction of instrumentation amplifier. But instrumentation amplifier is not come under even your syllabus, but we must know about instrumentation amplifier because some 2 more questions is asked from this instrumentation amplifier. Okay, first one, why we are going to instrumentation amplifier? So instrumentation amplifier is the improvement version of differential amplifier, so that if we are using instrumentation amplifier, our differential amplifier having some limitations. Okay, what are the limitations? First one, limited input impedance. So differential amplifier have very limited input impedance. Okay, so that is a one disadvantage. In some electrode it is not suitable to amplify the input signal. In some particular electrodes the differential amplifier cannot amplify properly. Okay, then draw some current from source. If the input impedance is limited, so it draws some current from the source. So due to the drawing of some current from source, that cause some unwanted disturbance. Okay, unwanted signals. The CMRR of the amplifier may not exceed about 60 dB. In a last slide, that is, a CMRR should be 60 to 100, right? But here the CMRR is around 60 dB only. Okay, the CMRR is so if you see the CMRR of the most of amplifier between 60 dB to 100 dB. Okay, right? But in differential amplifier it is only 60 dB. So this limitation are overcome by improved version of differential amplifier is called as instrumentation amplifier. Okay, so it is mainly used for precision measurement. Okay, instrumentation amplifier is mainly used for precision measurement. What is precision measurement? Precision measurement, very accurate measurement. Okay, right? One best example for precision measurement is the weight machine used in jewelry. The weight machine used in jewelry is a very good example of instrumentation amplifier application. Okay, in jewelry we are using a weight machine that can measure milligram. Okay, that can measure milligram level. Okay, that is a high precision weight machine. Okay, same way instrumentation amplifier is used to measure high precision signal. That means very weak signal, to measure very weak signal. Okay, it has 3 operational amplifier and 7 resistor. So this is the instrumentation amplifier circuit. So actually this is the one half is differential amplifier. See, this is a differential amplifier. It's a normal differential amplifier. This is a extra op-amp used in input side to increase the input impedance. Okay, so A1 and A2 both are buffer amplifier. Okay, the operation amplifier A1 and A2 both are buffer amplifier, that is used to transfer the input to output without any disturbance. Okay, amplifier A1 and A2, it is a buffer amplifier. Okay, it is a buffer amplifier. So this amplifier transfer the input to output side without any gain. So the gain of the A1 and A2 is 1. Okay, it's increase the input impedance. This amplifier mainly used to increase the input impedance of the amplifier. Okay, the second part is a normal differential amplifier. This is a normal differential amplifier. Okay, so the differential amplifier along with buffer circuits in input, that is called instrumentation amplifier. Okay, the differential amplifier along with buffer circuit in input, that is called instrumentation amplifier. the A1 and A2 act as a buffer amplifier. So the gain of the A1 and A2 is 1. There is a no amplification. So it produce output same as input. Okay, so it just do impedance matching. The A1 and A2 is mainly used for match the impedance. Okay, right. Then characteristics of differential amplifier. So the voltage gain from differential input to single ended output is set by one resistor. See the circuit, the voltage gain, so this is a single ended output, this is a double ended input. So the entire system voltage gain is controlled by a single resistor. By using a single resistor we can change the voltage gain. Then input resistance is very high. Input resistance is very high because we are using buffer amplifier. V0 does not depend on common mode voltage. The output does not depend on common mode voltage. It is only depends on difference in voltage. Okay, so that is a very good differential amplifier. So the output voltages depend only on voltage difference. Okay. Then the advantage of differential amplifier. So already we know it is extremely high input impedance, low bias and offset current, then high CMRR, high slew rate. What is slew rate we will see in next class, and low power consumption, available in the form of IC. Okay, these are the advantage of instrumentation amplifier. Okay, the instrumentation amplifier having extremely high input impedance, low bias and offset current, very high CMRR, high slew rate, and low power consumption, available in IC. What is slew rate? So how fast the instrumentation amplifier change the output when input change, that is a slew rate. How fast the instrumentation amplifier change the output when input change. ஸோ இன்புட் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும்போது எவ்வளோ வேகமாக அவுட்புட் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணுறது அதை சொல்கிறது தான் slew rate. அது வெரி ஹை slew rate. ஸோ இந்த biological signals are very high speed signal. Okay, so very low frequency. Okay, so the amplifier should be response immediately. Okay, right. So there is a very important. Okay, then low power consumption. So the instrumentation amplifier IC never get hit. Okay, it is never get heated. So some mobile phones never get heated. Okay, right. It is always cool IC. Okay, so that means power consumption is very low. Then available in the form of IC, that is UA725, ICL7605, LH0036. These are the some example instrumentation amplifier. Okay, right. So we are now in the end of the session. So the outcome, so students, you can understand the bio amplifier and the types of bio amplifier and impedance matching circuits. Okay, so by this session you can understand what is the need of biological amplifier, then differential amplifier, and impedance matching circuit and instrumentation amplifier. Okay, okay students, the session is over. Thank you for watching. Share this video to your friends. Please subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.